Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, everybody out there, this is Jackie Bros.
Fuck me!
Hey.
Open a beer on a podcast. This is Dunlap. I decided to amp my character up to 36.
You better not be like
Not
this.
age, baby.
I ain't gonna sit with you and act like that for an hour. I can't do it.
You're listening to the podcast with two of the Trump-hatingest rednecks this side of an outhouse.
What?
Is Trump still president, Jackie?
Well, yeah, he's still president.
Well, shit my ass.
All right. Then you can't just do that all for a whole damn
People
hour.
might like it.
Man, I'll try it, yeah.
Listen, let me ask you some questions.
All right.
Did you ever think that Donald Trump could be president?
Nope.
And that this would last for 2 years?
Nope.
So you're going to sit there and tell me what is and isn't possible?
Well,
What the human spirit can and can't endure?
Well,
Like, people may not like you hooting and hollering for 2 hours. People may not like fucking
hey,
president.
watch your mouth. I want to hear it.
I think I could sit up here and slosh around in some dung-filled boots.
What, boots?
Big old brogan shoes.
Well,
Say you say that?
I don't know what you're trying to say, whether you're saying it right or not.
Well, listen,
I don't know.
that's exactly the point, Jackie. I don't know what I'm trying to say either. Every week we get on here just astonished, just tongue-tied at the atrocities and the insanity and the corruption and the just pure fucking
All right.
hard to
Don't have
stomach
to say it with the language.
stupidity of the current administration. And we go, well, how can we've turned into the pearl clutchers.
The what? Clutchers?
The pearl clutchers,
Pearl clutchers.
Jackie. We're supposed to be the shit-kicking, outhouse shitting, shit-house out-kicking, shit-assing, kicking
All
ass
right.
rednecks. And instead, Donald Trump, a man, in quotes, and gender's overrated, from New York City, still okay to bash that as far as I know.
Right. It better be.
We could use, I think, some of their unbridled anger. Also, just sitting down here clutching our pearls or shitting in an outhouse.
All right.
I think that we should. Have you ever walked down the streets in New York City, Jackie?
No.
Well, then you're going to remember that everyone is in some stage of an altercation. And when you walk down, they're on their phone, fuck you.
Hey.
Or they're talking, I told her, fuck you. They're either telling somebody, fuck you,
Hey.
or they're recounting the tale of telling somebody, fuck you.
All right, enough of it.
Or they're behind a dumpster fucking somebody.
All right, that's it. Enough. That's the reason I don't want to go to New York. That's the reason I don't want to walk around in that.
Shit, why am I still here?
Well,
So I'm saying we should take some of that. Fuck you. Why are we not? We're always, I can't believe he did this, or, oh, he makes me so mad. But we should be, it is fat. Fuck you.
Hey.
You fat fucking stupid.
Hey.
Yeah. Maybe I fat shame some. All right? Maybe it's not cool to fat shame some. But you're a fat fucking piece of shit president.
All right. Yeah, it's all that, but say it in another way.
Fuck you.
Hey.
That's what in Congress, that's what they should be doing. These stupid fucking Democrats, now we're on their side.
For the first time ever, and now I see how awful it is to be a Democrat. I won't say that right now. As bad as it is being a Republican under Trump, it's almost worse being a Democrat. And both are pretty bad, but the Democrats sitting up there, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Chuck Schumer's from New York, right? Isn't he supposed to, instead he's like peering down the glasses. He got the glasses like, oh, let me just peer down these. Shouldn't he be saying, fuck you?
Hey.
Shouldn't he be taking glasses? I'm too mad for glasses.
That'd be something right there. Yeah, do something besides move glasses down your
You
nose
fat
and look.
fucking.
All right, enough.
Yeah,
Well,
I fat shame.
Well, then when you do that without necessarily some of that language is still there, then you just like him. Then you just like him. And I ain't saying what the Democrats is doing is working, because it sure as hell ain't.
No, because you're not just like him because you're actually trying to do something. Like Donald Trump is like, what he likes to do is just like sit in a kiddie wading pool of his own shit.
Hey.
Everybody's just, look, in my head today, everybody's shitting or sitting in a shit house or sitting in a shit-filled pool, or they're shitting their shoes and they're sloshing around in it.
Enough.
That's how I'm starting off this podcast. For the new listener, it's not always like this. I don't always think everybody's just in shit.
It eventually gets around to it at some point, I'd say.
Pretty much.
You may not start strong with it, but eventually you're going to be taught by somebody messing their drawers or something.
It's like, did they laugh at their own? Oh, they were talking about shit. That's why. Donald Trump is just prancing around, doing whatever he wants, saying fuck you.
All right.
But for no reason. Our reason for saying fuck you constantly is to get rid of President Dumbass.
President, excuse your language, but yeah, the President Dumbass, that's what he is, yeah.
So I thought I was going to ride in here with a little New York attitude coupled with a little amped up hillbilly redneck, Trump-hating, Tennessee down home, holler, stump water drinking. Yeehaw!
All right. Yeah, but see now, if we get to hollering and the cussing and talking, no, then you just got New York coming out of both ears. It's us screaming like that New York attitude. The president, dumbass, is giving me more than enough New York attitude. I don't need any more on top of it, whether it's coming from me or anybody else.
Hollering and cussing doesn't have to be angry. The anger is the New York part. Hollering and cussing is the good old down home tree, stump, water, skunk licking Tennessee part.
Well,
the fun down.
Not everybody here in Tennessee uses language like that. I'm gonna disagree with that.
I'm just saying that when things are fun down here, there's hollering and cussing.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, to a degree, but yeah.
Bring home a package of hollering and cussing. Wouldn't we be better off, Jackie?
Yeah.
If this podcast changed its name to Hollering and Cussing?
What? You might as well do it. It ain't gonna affect me one way or the other if you do that.
We pretty much either are hollering and cussing or sad and morose.
Well, one of the two, yeah. Or both. On a really good podcast, on a really good one, it's both. You scream for a while, and you get wore out, and then you just kind of whimper through the last half
whimpering,
of it.
Damaged and whimpering, withdrawn and broken.
Yep.
Are you thirsty? Can people hear this?
I'm having me a little.
Can't tell.
Well, they can listen to you. You open your damn beer can at the top of every one.
Me. That offends me.
You open your damn beer can, I sit here and have a little sip of some whiskey or something, and
what did you
raise
beer?
hell.
What?
What?
I thought you said the C word.
Beer.
That's another good name for this podcast would be Beer C word.
Beer what?
Jackie, let me ask you another question. How are you enjoying your summer? You're sitting there with a big old glass of iced tea.
How am I enjoying my summer?
Yeah, you had a good summer. Listen, Jackie.
It's just hot.
It's August.
I know that.
It's election day in Tennessee. It's August 2nd.
Went out and I did my duty. I went down there and you didn't. There's been a lot of elections, different times, where there ain't nobody worth a damn to pull the thing for. That's kind of like it was here today. I'd say anyway. I like Bredesen all right. If you got to have a Democrat, might as well be him.
I like people with bread in their name.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah.
If there's somebody, I mean, you can't vote for people who are friends with Trump. Well, these are all the Republicans.
Well, that's all they ran on in Tennessee. And went on, and they're doing it in other states, but here in Tennessee, everything. Well, he said he liked Obama. Well, he said he didn't like Trump. Well, she said I mean, that's all it was. Trump, and Obama. He's gone. Obama's gone. Thank God they didn't bring up Hillary. Leave that for the crazy people on the computer. Everybody else, Fox News for that matter. They didn't bring up Hillary, but good God Almighty.
Obama only goes to concerts now.
That's what he does. And normally I'd be upset about that. Normally I'd be, he needs to focus and get to work and do this and do that. But I at this point, with the way the world is, I don't blame him. If I had something I could go see, if Dottie West was still living and I could go and just kick up my heels and enjoy a concert, I'd sure take any opportunity I could do that under what's going on.
I'm pretty sure we can find somebody living that you would enjoy.
Well, not as much old Dottie West. It's over with now.
President Obama has spent $75,000 on concert teas.
Concert what?
Concert teas.
Teas?
Not like the tea you're drinking.
What do you mean?
Not like the tea that goes in your glass, but the long-ass T-shirt that covers your ass.
What?
Like if you wear it to sleep in, maybe.
Wear what to sleep in?
A T-shirt.
A T-shirt. Well, say T-shirt. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I said the first part.
Well, that ain't enough. A lot of first parts you need to follow through.
That's true. A lot of times, what are you talking about? You say, well, I said the first part. You're like, well, that don't fly. It's not how a conversation works.
It shouldn't anyway.
I mean, sometimes it works. I went to the grocery. I mean, you'll still be like, what? What's the matter with this guy? All right.
You know what he did, either way.
What'd you get? Some hots, some catch, some musts.
See, none of that makes a damn bit of sense.
No. We should start editing this podcast. You ever had somebody... Why?
What?
It's hot.
It is hot.
I feel like a lot of ambient noise is coming. But I like it. We're painting a picture. I mean, nobody knows. Yeah, maybe they hear a car horn or some ice tinkling.
Well,
it's like a drama. It's like a mystery. Like
that's if it was one of those, you'd have a man over in the corner having to do all of it. We just do our own. I used to love watching them men. Every time they dig in that box, you don't know what they're going to pull out to make someone's knocking on the door, pulls up something, knocks on it.
Does he know ahead of time, or does he just have to scramble?
I think sometimes they know ahead of time, and other times I'm not sure. He's good either way.
When they say, oh, TV come out and it killed radio, I said, why don't they just give a show to the guy who pulls the shit out of the box to make sound effects?
Watch that. If they'd have put every one of those radio shows on TV and just showed that I wouldn't change the channel. Wouldn't do it.
Yeah, they weren't thinking. Like, there's a visual part of the radio you don't get to see. Like,
that don't cost much to do. He's
just a box and some shit.
You probably paying him what you already pay him to do it. You just putting the camera on him.
Did he have to? Was that his stuff he brought from home, or did they keep that there?
I would assume professionals that what's your word for it? Foley's. The sound Foley's. If you was professional, you'd definitely have, the main ones at home. I don't know if you'd have all of them, but, you'd want to practice, I guess, wouldn't you?
So what do you need, like a soup can full of gravel?
Well, yeah.
And like a beaver hide and a back scratcher?
Yeah, all you got to have an extra pair of shoes put on your hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what they used to call them, was shoe hands,
Shoe
right?
hands, yeah.
When it first started.
Yeah.
Where's the shoe hands back in the day? We can't start yet. Where's the shoe hands? Right here, Mr. Hope.
Yeah, that was a simpler, better day as far as I'm concerned.
And like a stick to break.
A what?
A stick.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like a bone or something, but you never know. Or it could just be a stick. It depends on the story.
They couldn't tell. Sometimes you had to see how the actors reacted.
Well, yeah, sure.
If he breaks a stick, you can either go, hey, or ow.
Yeah. Or like, my stick.
That was part of the magic of live radio.
It was. Years ago, of course, when I was young, listened to it, I took it for granted. I just thought that's how everything was until TV come along. Now I think back, like, I should have really enjoyed those when I was a youngin'. I just enjoyed it so much, but I wish I could go back and
How would you do a mouse putting on a hat?
Mouse putting on a hat.
Like, it'd have to be little.
Yeah.
It'd have to convey smallness.
Be a little tiny squeaky sound.
And a hat, like a little hat. I guess what kind of hat? A top hat?
And mouse, country mouse, city mouse, which one?
Oh, yeah. So you need like an engineer's cap and a top hat.
Yeah. Or straw hat.
Oh, straw hat and a top hat.
Yeah. Wish I knew.
I guess a little piece of straw and a little top hat.
And what's it? The thing on my eye, monocle things on his eyes.
Ooh, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
And then I guess just get a little piece of like steel, a little piece of fur off of a mink stole. Like go down to Goodwill and be like, I want the cheapest fur coat you got. That's probably how they did it.
Yeah.
And you get some scissors and you just cut and then you just wrap it around your finger and that's a mouse head. And then you put that little top hat on the mouse finger.
I don't know. Those men had a way of doing things. I don't know.
You have
It
to
sure
mic
did.
it close, I guess. Get that
Yeah.
microphone way up there.
I guess so.
But how? But if you were that close to the microphone with your fingers, wouldn't they hear you breathing?
They could, unless you hold your breath. You got to hold your breath if you're up that close. How long does it take a mouse to put on a hat, and how long can you hold your breath?
Well, that's a good
There's
point.
the answer right there. Yeah.
I think usually you just put a hat on pretty quick. But if you're just talking about an actual animal mouse, like how long would that actually take in real
Well,
life?
it's a hat dusty. Let's say it's city mouse, or no, I mean country mouse. In the house, the hat's all dusty. He got it, so he picks up a hat. He got to, swat at it, whatever, a little bit, get the dust off of it.
Sneeze.
Well, get in his, we've got allergies. Then
Blow his nose.
Yeah, he could do that. Yeah, and then put the hat on. See, you're adding how many of them extra sounds to that mouse putting on a hat, and how long can you hold? See what I'm saying? You can't hold your breath that long without doing all that other stuff.
I don't know if it's just if I'm like it's in my head now because of what we're talking about, or if it's a
Right.
fact that I actually read. Maybe like when you go to school library and you check out all the books they had on old radio plays.
I didn't know they had a bunch of those books.
They did at my school.
Well, I wish I could have looked at them. Yeah.
But I remember reading this, and it maybe I'm imagining it, but I thought I knew that a bunch of old shoe hands were real good swimmers.
Swimmers.
Like they had studied swimming in college, and so they knew how to hold their breath.
Oh,
So they could get right up on that microphone and do whatever they
what
needed
you're
to
saying.
do.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Old radio shows, yeah. That's kind of what we're doing with that, story.
Yep. Or the expertise.
The computer is a radio now. Back then it was just a radio. Now it's a computer. Does all of it.
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Now it's your phone.
Well, I ain't going to have one of those.
Used to, you'd call people and say, operator, get me Larry. And be like, Larry, you listen to this radio? Now, you can't do it because you listen to it on your phone, which is also the computer, so you can't even email them.
Those are problems I don't have.
What problems do you have?
I got enough of them. I don't need to sit here and run them down for you, but none of them involve a phone or a computer. I tell you that right now. Make my life a lot simpler without either one. I'd keep it this way.
Didn't I, for Christmas once, get you a bunch of old cassette tapes of radio shows?
You did one of those, but one of them was just all the phantom nose or whatever. You gave me one of those. You gave me just had all. It was just that one show, which that's okay when I like something.
You didn't like the Phantom?
No, I like Phantom all right. Phantom nose, whatever.
I knew that.
I didn't like him enough to listen to 10 things of it.
The Phantom knows what evil lurks within the hearts of the Phantom knows.
There was, there's 2 hours of tape, and there's 10, 15 of them. I don't know anybody's going to listen to that much. And I enjoy radio shows. Again, Phantom's not necessarily my favorite one.
That's right. Because I got that from Granny's dead friend.
Wow.
And I listened to it all the time. And I thought because you were also old that you would like it. So I just made you a copy of it.
I remember.
Give it to you for Christmas.
I listened to a couple of them, but after that, you got the gist of it. You don't need to keep,
In fact, they really do work in a lot of story and sound effects and racism in like 15 minutes.
Well, that's what what it was back in those days, yeah.
The Phantom knows. Well, I wish it was those years now because, except for the racism part, which we could probably do better at. Today we could do better.
We should be doing it better
back
today.
then, I can't imagine. It seems like it'd be hard to do worse.
You keep going back, it gets worse and worse.
But if you could go back in time, kill the racism, and live back then without the racism or the sexism stuff too, or let's just stick to today. We need to fix today's problems. We can't go wrong. We don't have a time machine.
I can't go. I wouldn't know what to do. If I went back, first thing I'd do is listen to some of them old radio shows. All
I can get you a tape. I can go down to Goodwill now.
No, I'm not the Phantom. Get one that's got a bunch of different shows on it, just not one. I've seen those before, and I ain't got one. Right? It's an old show, and then you got a list of them on the back, and you just got me all Phantom. Which, like I said, after the first 2, I'm done. I didn't need the extras. 11 or 12 of them.
But we ain't got no Phantom today. We ain't got no old-timey radio shows. All we got is Donald asked Trump in the White House. Boy, Jackie, what has he been up to lately?
Hell, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's terrible. It's all terrible. I can't keep up with it. It's every day. I don't know. Well, he's at one of his rallies tonight, so then later on...
Well, he just had a rally.
It's going to be midterms. He's going to have one every week.
He's just going to go to rallies now?
What has he ever really done besides he goes to rallies, he goes to golf, he goes and meets a foreign leader, and nothing gets done,
The golfing is secret. The rallies are widely covered.
Yeah.
And the foreign leaders is just embarrassing for everybody.
Well, yeah, everybody involved in that. Yeah. But I don't know. It'll be embarrassing not to see what all he said tonight. That's all you'll see on the news. He said this. Oh, my goodness, he said this. First off, nobody ever needs to be surprised by anything he says anymore. It's 2 years of this. You can't go, what the hell? What does it mean? He's been doing it for, of course it is. It's whatever it is going to be crazy.
It's what it is. I get a little tired of the shows doing the internet pieces, the funny viral videos of people talking to the Trump. Oh, let's make fun of the Trump people. Not because I don't like making fun of Trump people, but I've seen it 100 times. What are we trying to get out of this now at this point? It's just exhausting. I know how this show goes. He's going to go down there and say some dumbass shit, inflammatory, racist, just inappropriate for a president to be doing.
Yep.
Unappealing, not charismatic, and yet a crowd of people there.
Well,
have they just never seen a celebrity at all? Because I can't imagine that. The Oak Ridge Boys ain't blown through town before.
They get the best of both worlds, Joe. All these people, and I ain't saying it's good or bad, but it's bad that it's what it is, but I ain't saying about them personally. People who love Trump get to go there and scream and holler for Trump, and of course everybody that loves Trump hates CNN and the press. So you get to cuss somebody, and then you move on the other side of the building. I'm gonna listen. and I'm gonna move back. I feel like cussing somebody again. And you move back, you get to do both. I'm sure some people just like to cuss CNN. I'm sure some people, tell me what it says afterward, because I'm going to let them have it.
It is participatory. It's kind of like going to a ball game or a wrestling match or a race, because you get to yell and scream. You get to throw. Do they let you throw things?
I don't know if they let you throw things.
I'd be surprised if they don't.
Well, if they let you throw things, Jim Acosta have marks all over his face and head.
Why are we still covering this is my question, because we all know how this goes.
I'm in agreement with you there. That's what I was complaining about. It's going to be on the news tonight. He said this. Well, you know, like you already set it up. We know what it is. Oh, Jim Acosta gets on CNN and they were saying I was the enemy of the people, and they were telling me, well, I know what to do. They're going to keep doing that. You don't need to come on here and, quit going. If you don't like them screaming that, don't go, Jim Acosta.
I know we're supposed to cover things, and the reporters do an important job, but is this what we need to cover? This seems like...
It don't affect nothing to nobody. We've already known no matter what he says don't mean nothing. We know that, good or bad.
All these people that hate the press, like, what would they do if the press just doesn't show up? Would they be madder at the press because they didn't come so they couldn't yell at them?
Yeah, you're exactly right. They'd find a reason to hate them more.
And I mean, these people, didn't Jim Acosta show himself shaking a bunch of hands and talking to people?
Every now and then, some do, but the rest of them threaten, his life more or less in some ways.
But isn't it just like, who just died? The Russian wrestler, Nikolai Volkov?
Oh, yeah. I remember him, yeah.
I don't know if he was implicated in any of this Manofort business.
Well, I hope not.
I don't know what part he played in electing the president. But you get tired. These wrestling storylines eventually play themselves out. Nikolai Volkov comes through town 4 or 5 times. You get tired of yelling at him. You want to yell at some other ethnic stereotype.
Well, if you like wrestling, yeah.
So why, if Jim Acosta wasn't there and all they had to do was listen to Trump, I think it'd make them get a little tired of Trump faster. Trump has to have bad guys. He has to create these storylines for them. He's got to yell. He shows them. We're just going through the beats of what he does. He shows them him winning election night, right?
Yep.
He shows the video. He says, lock her up and build the damn wall.
They all get to say that with him.
CNN sucks. And they go over there to the dunking cage and throw a ball at the paddle, and Jim Acosta goes in the water.
Yep.
And then he gets out of the water and goes, it's a living.
Quit going. You ain't gonna tell us nothing new. You're gonna keep going to these, and there's gonna be a bunch of them here. And I hear they have to plan them out. He's lucky for him because things have been going so bad for him since he got back from Helsinki with Putin. And the Mueller thing, it just getting more and more stuff, getting bigger and bigger. This is happening. Manafort's on trial and all this. They're like, we got to get this man to a rally. That he's happy there, and then, like I said, golf course.
Is Putin still coming to America?
He said first he said it wasn't, but now I think he said it was. So I don't know.
Now, if he comes, he's just going to take him to a rally, right?
He'll bring him out to a rally, and they'll all cheer him on. You wait and see.
I don't think we're the first people to say that. It's just what's going to happen, right? I mean, if Putin comes here, he'll just take him to a rally. Trump will say, here's my friend Putin.
Peace with Russia. Let's forgive them. They may infiltrated, elections, but maybe not. Could have been somebody else, but here he is anyway, and let's be friends.
Listen, you know who would love that? You know who would love that? It's Putin. Now, you may say, oh, Putin's too smart. He's got dignity. He's playing. No. Images of Americans in a stadium cheering Vladimir Putin on, how that is going to play across Europe.
On TV.
He would.
All over.
I would be surprised if Putin does not ask Trump himself to set him up. All he has to do is walk out there. He doesn't have to say anything.
Look who it is.
I mean, this is all a wrestling storyline. Now we're friends with the Russians.
Yep.
Look, the Russians, he's coming over to our side. Now we're friends. We stopped Hillary Clinton.
That's what Trump people, they don't care if Russia's infiltrated. They don't. If he helped keep Hillary out of the White House, he's as big a hero as President Dumbass, excuse my language.
I guess we're like, why is Russia, all these years of Russia, everybody was mad at Russia, and then now because you just follow the storyline. They say Russia's good, Russia's bad. Then we cheer them on,
Wouldn't.
It's just like wrestling. It doesn't matter. You just kind of.
I want to say it's not very entertaining wrestling because we went to one of these rallies and half the time he talks about people you don't know what he. I mean, he literally is this old man rambling up there, crazy old man rambling, and people sort of start to lose interest a little bit, which I guess when they kind of your eyes glaze over when he talks about his good friend he went to the Bahamas with and did whatever, you know.
That was years ago, Jackie. They may have fine-tuned this. I was never going to find out.
I ain't going back to one of them. Hell no.
I can't imagine what there is that I would less rather see than a Trump rally. I'm trying to think right now.
No.
Lady in the water, too. I can't think of nothing.
You ain't going to get me to go. Once was enough because I ain't missed nothing. I've seen it once. Fine-tune it. I ain't fine-tuned nothing. He's just crazy rambling up there. He got more people to complain about. I guess that's he got more names to say whatever he wants to say about Maxine Waters or CNN. Who else does he cuss up? Well, Hillary still. She lost. The woman lost, and that's all it is.
Press is the enemy of the people. Jim Acosta took the show on the road and was asking Sarah Huckabee Sanders if she thought the press was the enemy of the people.
Yeah, that's important that we all know that what she thinks about the press. That's important. That's going to help the American people.
Because we already know.
We know exactly.
Well, we don't know, but you're not going to get an answer. I mean, he said it, so she's not going to. What?
Nobody getting accomplished. I saw some of that. It's just like, oh, he's standing up to her. No, he ain't. He just.
We're never going to learn what Sarah Huckabee Sanders thinks about anything.
Nope.
Never, ever.
Nope.
I mean, she might write a book, have a TV show. She might become president herself one day. We will never, ever learn what she actually thinks about anything.
Nope. I'm not particularly interested in anything that she's interested in knowing what she's interested in.
Look, if you grow up, I'm not even bashing them specifically, but if you grow up the daughter of a preacher, you learn to hide your emotions about a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah. It's a different kind of upbringing for sure, yeah. Southern preacher, yeah.
These rallies did get they had some new information when people started talking about QAnon. Did you hear about that, Jackie?
You was trying to explain it to me, and it's just crazy people is what you're saying, right? It's just people, conspiracy, stuff like that, crazy, right?
Yeah.
What they said that Tom Hanks is a what? What do you?
Well, QAnon's not saying
You were trying to explain to me what it was, but there's somebody that says Tom Hanks is messing with children or something.
Yes, Tom Hanks is messing with children. It all kind of bleeds together. Tom Hanks is one of the Hollywood pedophiles who's satanic sex trafficking. It's okay, Jackie, because President Trump is working with Mueller to bring down most of these. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know this. I'd have to check. But Tom Hanks may be wearing a sex pedophile ankle bracelet right now. He may have already been brought to justice by President Donald Trump.
That's all crazy talk. Now, I remember a time I always knew somebody that didn't trust and thought a little weird thing about this, and occasionally we all fall into that a little bit. Everybody goes, well, that's weird. That's strange how that happens out there. But getting to a pizza parlor, a sex ring, and shooting it up, and then Tom Hanks, none of that makes any sense to me. None of it does. And the same people, well, a lot of the people shouldn't say the same because I don't know. Crazy people think a lot of things. A lot of these crazy people who believe in every conspiracy in the world can't look at what's happening with the president, what we already know about Russia and everything, like, oh, there's nothing there. That's crazy talk.
You hear that siren?
What is it?
Did you hear that siren?
Well,
You know where they're going.
probably.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's where they're headed.
I should check police scanner.
I used to have one low. They just gets to be a racket after a while. I get tired of it.
Usually you couldn't say that if you said, I believe in this conspiracy theory, you'd say, you'd pick up on little signs from people and say, oh, you think that Kennedy was assassinated by who do they think killed Kennedy?
Everybody.
A bunch of different people.
Bad people, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lone gunman. Yeah, it wasn't a lone gunman. Or you'd say, oh, you're racist too. And you just talk. Let's go over here and talk about how racist we
Well,
are.
that's how it used to be. Yeah, if you like conspiracy theory, you wouldn't say it out loud. You got to find that special person to share it with. Which you'd be racism.
You'd probe the borders gently.
Right. Nowadays, you just scream racial things and racist things, not racial, racist, just straight up racist things, and you scream that Tom Hanks is messing with children out loud.
Things used to be terrible. Terrible. I would never argue that things were great for people who were not white dudes. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that there was a time when it was not heroic to be racist, and it was not heroic to believe in conspiracy theories, and you had to sort of take your wad of crazy paper over into the corner, and maybe somebody else would come over there and stand with you. Or maybe you take your hood over to that corner. Maybe somebody else would come over there and stand with you. It's like how they a caucus.
Yeah.
But now you think you're heroic, so
You're
say,
patriotic. You think it's your patriotic duty to get out there and scream at somebody awful things. It's your patriotic duty to let every American know whatever crazy mess you believe in. And that's for one reason only. It's President Dumbass. It made all these things fashionable.
I can't understand looking at the state of the world today and having a mental breakdown. I can't understand not being able to make sense of reality. I can look at President Donald Trump and say, I would rather make things up than accept this is the world in 2018. I will just let my brain go. It's broken already.
Yeah.
I'm just going to coast for a bit. Get on Reddit. I can understand that. I don't know why it always goes to everybody's a pedophile. It just automatically go, and that's not even new. That goes back to the damn the satanic. All my favorite bands, all the satanic devil bands were supposed to be pedophiles. Remember, Jackie, when you had a daycare center, they were listening to devil music and selling your kids.
I don't know about selling it. You shouldn't play the devil music to little children, I'll say that.
I mean, that goes back, I guess, to like witch trials and stuff. All these witches, these devils, they're taking your kids. They can you not see past their magics? Can you not see that Donald Trump is trying to root out all the sex trafficking of the children's? How their spells? Tom Hanks has cast that's just a poor crazy woman, I think.
Yeah. And crazy goes on both sides, too. It ain't just necessarily people who like Trump that are crazy. There's plenty of crazy. I remember 9/11, George Bush. People think George Bush planned that and did it himself. And that's a bunch of bull.
Remember we used to make jokes like George W. Bush couldn't plan a sandwich.
I know. I mean, bless his heart, that's what he had people
That's
there
what
to
we
help
liked
him do
about
stuff.
him.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to.
But there's a limit to that. We thought that the charming level of, and I say this with no malice in my heart, idiocy of George W. Bush, sort of a great American trait. We thought that was kind of bumping up against the bot. Like, nobody's going to go, like, this is great. I can't believe we went here. America's awesome. We didn't know what lay in store.
Nope. I would have enjoyed it all more had I known what was coming. I feel like I wasted all my energy being mad when Obama was president for 8 years. I ain't got none left. I spent the whole time mad then. Now I got to be mad in my Republican Party turned over to the Trump Party. And I'm madder, and I ain't got the energy to be madder. Looking back at those Obama days, sure, it'd be days that get me a little hot, but good Lord Almighty, I would have saved up some energy. I wouldn't have got as mad over near as many things. Because a lot of them ain't near as bad as what this man's done in a short period of time.
We didn't know. We didn't know we needed to save our brains. Giuliani broke his brain.
That brain's ruined. Now, years ago, didn't he convict? He was a district attorney. I mean, he did some famous trials and things such as that, I guess. But now speaking of 9/11, he could have went out like that. He could have went out America's mayor. That could have been and should have been at the time. But it's all gone. When anybody brings up your name, it's going to be you being crazy on 3 different shows in a day.
We didn't know. These are good lessons, and maybe we need to learn it now. If we went mad, getting mad before.
Hindsight's 20/20, they say.
They say hindsight's 20/20.
Yep.
Sad, what? But it's true.
But it's true, yeah.
There was a time when you were mine in 1982.
Yeah.
I wish it was 1982 right now.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan. That's
the last real president.
People mad back in. Can you imagine? People mad then.
Had no idea. No reason to be mad under him.
Unless you were crazy and getting less help because of him. Maybe that just caused all this later crazy also. But I mean, who knows? I'm just saying words, really. Yeah, so save up. So save a little bit. We got to keep a little bit because we don't know what's coming after this.
Oh.
When The Rock is president, who knows how mad we're going to have to get.
I don't know. Anything I think at this point's better than what this is, but hell, we'll see.
Keep a little presence of mind. Keep a little anger. Keep a little spark of life. Put it in a sock. Put it in a drawer. Stick it down your pants or something because you're gonna need that someday.
Yep.
It may not be tomorrow. It may not be 2020. It may not be 2032 or whatever the hell, but it's coming.
Hopefully I'll be dead in the ground by then. I'd like to see the country, not taken over by a foreign adversary at some point before I die. I do ask that, and Mr. Mueller, if you're listening to me, does he listen to these? I know he's busy, but he got to be doing something. Most of his days is just spent going over paper. You put something in your ear and listen to something.
Is he on Twitter?
I don't know.
Maybe you just tweet at him and be like, hey, Mueller, another podcast dropped today. You'll want to listen to this. I talk about shit for 15 minutes at the beginning.
What I was trying to say, just please do something before, because I'm up there in age, and I know there's a lot of people up in age around up here, and we ain't got a whole many, days ahead of us. If you could wrap this up, and I don't mean to say wrap this up like, say, Jim Jordan says, wrap this up. I'm saying wrap this up, please, so I can die knowing that somebody saved a damn country. That Russia's not controlling, is not in charge of our country. They just please do something. And I know you're working hard. I don't mean to come down on Mr. Muller. Now, he's a Republican. He's a good Republican. Served in the military. Look, compare his life to the president, dumbass, excuse my language, and there's a good man, and people spend more time cussing that man for doing his damn job.
I gotta go back and look up QAnon because I'm not sure. I think some of them think Mueller is doing what he's doing. Some of them think he's working with Trump. Some of them, I'm sure, think he's a sex teen trafficker.
Well, that comes up every one of them, I guess.
Yeah, I think it does. Well, is that all the news, Jackie? Do you want to talk about Ivanka Trump saying, talking about disagreeing with her daddy a little bit, having a little father-daughter disagreement, I guess? No, you don't want to talk.
Anything any of them say, unless it's under oath or they're on the stand, is not worth listening to. I'm gonna say it right now.
That's a good point.
It is all of
the
them.
Rallies. Don Jr.'s Twitter, Eric, is he even still around?
Any of that, now you need to watch what the administration's doing. Yes, indeed you do. I'm not saying quit doing that because we need to be aware of what they're doing to the country.
But the sideshow stuff, we don't really need.
And that's all. Let's be honest. That's all pretty much what this family is. They ain't no. I mean, he's doing some terrible things, and we'll deal with that when we can. But other than that, he's at a rally, golfing, screaming at people on the computer. I mean, it's a. Don't waste your time.
It's like The Greatest Showman. It's like, well, they give a movie like that's about the man that exploited all these people. Like, yeah, but the movie's about embracing your inner and coming from behind and within to like. So it's basically like the Trump people, the Trump family should be shamed and disgraced and erased from history, but instead they are given a bunch of great songs.
Yep.
That's what America did. Gave the Trumps a bunch of great songs. We should watch that again, though. I'm in a mood. Did you like that?
What's that?
The Greatest Showman?
Greatest Showman. I know the animals didn't sing. I told you that. It was all right, but if you got a musical and you got all them animals and you know, half of them ain't real, they're all cartoon or whatever, have them sing a song or two. Even at least one. Gonna have all them animals and ain't gonna sing nothing. Hey everybody, this Jackie Bros is still on here talking.
Folks, people, this is brother, uncle, cousin Dunlap listening to you live straight from the middle of the night on Topeka's finest AM country station.
Wow.
I am the Dirt Nap, Dunlap. Did I have something else I was?
I don't remember
Dunlap the
what
man.
you say you are. All right, that's
I
fine.
am Dunlap the man. And folks, I'm here to tell you that the man sitting next to me here on my lap is probably one of the finest
I ain't sitting on nobody's lap.
people I've ever met in my life. If you've ever had the opportunity to shake his hand
What?
and then immediately wash yours,
All right.
then you know that Jackie Brawls is the real deal. And I know that he will appreciate your vote
What?
for governor
No.
today.
No, I'm not voting.
Is
I'm
it too
not
late
running.
to sign up?
I'm
It
voting.
can't be. This is Tennessee. Surely we can just run down to the courthouse or something and fill out a form or
No.
pay somebody $10, slip
I
a little
don't
bottle or something.
Save that $10, do something worthwhile, because I ain't running for nothing.
Like what? Go to Shoney's?
I don't know. How much your breakfast bar now? I don't know. It's been a
Like
while since I
$10.
went. Yeah,
Everything
$10.
costs $10.
Yeah,
now.
well, yeah.
It used to be everything was like $2. You
Nope.
go to McDonald's or something be like $2, $3.
Hell,
Now everything was just $5 or $6.
I'd say it's about $20 nowadays. I'd even go further higher than $8, because you get the $10,
you gotta
breakfast
get a
bar.
drink.
You got to get a drink. How many refills do you get with that? Do you get a coffee too? No, you looking at least $15, $20.
Shit.
Go to Shoney's anyway.
Are you sure that, Jack, when's the last time you went to Shoney's breakfast bar?
Been a long time. Shoney's used to.
Shoney's too expensive.
Well-
you can go somewhere and get like $7, $8. Well,
you
but
get
then
a
you
lot
get
of
a
food.
something. You need a drink. It's gonna be 10. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yep.
Then you gotta give them $1 or $2 tip. You
Yep.
need to tip at least, Jack. You need to tip. People depend on them tips. You gotta tip at least
Tip.
50. You
At
don't
Shoney's.
tip.
At Shoney's, yes. I thought you meant someplace else. Shoney's, you tip. Yeah.
Someplace you drive through, you ain't got to tip.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tip drive-through unless they really went out of their way to do something special between me ordering and getting up to the window. Then other than that, I ain't gonna,
What would you do then? Just be like, keep a change?
maybe it depends on what
That's condescending.
What it?
If you want to give them a monetary reward, you need to give them $5. $5. Anything less than $5 is shit.
Whatever. All right, fine. I remember that. But again, I ain't gonna start tipping drive-throughs. I'm just saying.
Well, then they're gonna look at you like you're a cheap ass son of a
Well, they
bitch.
can look at me if they want to. Long as they give me my food and I go on.
Too late for them to spit in it. Then I guess they can spit
All
on
right,
you,
Enough.
like through the window, but they have to be good spitters.
Yeah, enough.
They can
Go
spit
back.
on your hand as you reach for it. But
Okay, and they
at
gonna
that point, they still can't tell that you ain't tipped them.
don't want to talk about people spitting on one another.
Probably what they'd have to have is a partner out in the parking lot that they could radio or text and let them know that you didn't tip, and then they could spit on your truck as you
All
go
right,
by.
that's just too much.
It
Too
is a lot.
complicated. Nobody's expecting a tip at the drive-through. They don't want one. It'd be a surprise if they got one. Nobody's expecting anybody to tip them. You just hand them the bag and they go.
So you are as out of touch, not to change the subject, but to get back to what we were talking about earlier. You are as out of touch as Trump standing up there at his golden microphone, licking that golden microphone with his big, fat, sloppy cow, rich boy tongue.
Yeah.
Like, I love the taste of this gold microphone. I love the taste of microphones, and I love the taste of gold. You give me a gold microphone, and I am going to rich boy cow tongue that son of a bitch until all my saliva is gone and my tongue is raspy and dry.
All right, I don't want to talk this long talk about Trump's tongue.
You are as out of touch as Donald Trump standing up there saying, oh, you need IDs to buy groceries because you, sir, do not know how much breakfast bar costs at Shoney's.
I said about $12, $15 probably what you're going to end up spending.
That's probably
on it.
about
That's
right.
what I said. I said $10, yeah, close to it, but drink, coffee.
But you don't know. It could be 7 or 8.
Well,
I don't think so.
I think about $10, $12. Anywhere
That's
between
too much.
$10 and $15, how much it is. I know.
Quality gone down.
Used to be $2, then it was $5, $6. I know it just gets worse than $20 some places. Hell, you can't go to Krystal without spending $12.
We buy a lot of Krystals.
And I ain't gonna tip them either.
I
Not that
like
they
a
don't
neat-
deserve it. I just
Part of the problem here, Jackie, and let's be honest, is when it comes to drive-thrus these days, I'm all about quantity. I don't want to get 2 or 3. That would do me just fine, but I want a sack. I want a fucking sack of Krystals.
yeah, that's what
I
you
ain't
do.
going to Krystals unless I get a brick of Krystals inside. I need 3 or 4 sacks of them.
I-
How many Krystals you get? I don't know, 50, 60? Well, I went to Krystals.
You're supposed
I
to
ain't
get a
fucking
bunch.
around.
Hell, I've seen we've thrown a bunch away before. We couldn't eat, so we had so many sitting here. And of course, they're good when you first get them hot, but by the time you eat a sack or two, they start to get cold, and still good, granted. But I get full. I'm like, you're gonna have to throw them Krystals away.
Listen.
But I wasn't gonna leave without any less than this.
That's exactly the point. Trump has ruined a lot of shit about my favorite country, America,
Yep.
but he has not ruined this. When I go to Krystals, you're not going to sit there, Jackie,
What?
I'm getting mad.
Don't get mad.
I'm getting InfoWars mad. I ain't going to go. You're not going to sit there and nobody's going to tell me when I go to Krystals, I'm supposed to be satisfied with 2 or 3 fucking hamburgers.
Hey, that ain't how Krystal works. I agree with you, but you don't need to cuss.
Coming out of there with sacks and sacks of little boxes.
Yep, with Krystal chicks too.
I want chicks.
I want pups. I want
pups.
I want chicks. I want pups. I want all of it. Yeah,
I want chili.
I want 2 sacks of each.
And I'm going to throw half of this away.
Well, that's what usually happens. You can't, but you don't know for sure. There've been some times where we ate all 3 or 4 bags, and there's other times where there's a bag and a half left. Then there's times where there's
But let's be honest, them times when we ate the whole bags, those weren't good times.
No, and the next one, no. You're right.
The best times is when you just right on the cusp of getting sick, just on that sick cusp.
If you throw it away anywhere from 6 to 12 Krystals, then you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. But if
doing all right,
if you only got 2 left, probably gonna be a little rough on you.
Both them sacks, they was heavy. I go by weight when I go to Krystal.
Yeah.
I mean, give me about 20 pounds of that shit. Whatever you got. Fries I don't think the fries are much count.
Yeah. I never did like Krystal fries. I agree with you there.
Just ballast.
I get them because, they come with,
I need them. I guess you kind of like a palate cleanser.
That's all it is in between pup, chick.
But by the time I'm halfway through them sacks, it's exhausting to eat a fry. I need my energy for the next Krystal.
Yeah, they ain't got good fries. I never did care too much for them. About average, I guess. Everything else tastes good.
So that's the America I believe in. An America that's strong enough, prosperous enough, so that you can throw away 6 to 27 Krystals.
And that's our sponsor, Krystals.
I wish, man. I'd love to get some of that square burger money.
In a minute. If you get on a computer and write them or something, say, we'll talk about Krystals. Well, we'll even be honest about the fries. It's worth eating those fries if you get everything else.
I think when people listen to sponsors on podcasts, they like it when you needle the sponsor a little bit. You give them down the road a little bit. Like, well, your fries ain't much count, but them burgers are good.
Well, the pups are good, chicks are good. Everything's good except for fries ain't bad. They're just average. But if you love America as much as you do and want America to stay that Krystal, 20-sec getting days or hope they're ahead of you, then you're going to love my sponsor. And I'll say again, if you love America, you're going to love my sponsor on this podcast we're doing right now. If you're patriotic, and I'm talking about real patriotic, I ain't talking about wearing a red hat and screaming something filthy. I'm talking about real patriotic.
I like the second part. I don't like the first part.
What?
I like the screaming filthy part. I don't like the red hat part.
Well.
Like somebody outside being an asshole screaming, as long as it ain't racist or sexist or like they just scream like that kind of screaming.
Just screaming, not saying. Well, that ain't necessarily filthy. That's just screaming.
Yeah, but even just screaming, you put a red hat on, and I'm like, fuck you.
Well, yeah.
Like a second ago, if they're just like, I'm like, oh, my hero. And then put a red hat on, I'm like, I knew I didn't like that guy.
Well, I ain't talking about that guy. I'm talking about real Americans, people who don't want the country run by a foreign adversary. Yes, real patriots, people who care, people who support Robert Mueller, people who support our laws in this country. We are a country of laws. Anybody wants to support courts and judges and what that's what real America is, and that's what my sponsor is. So if you love America, everything I just said, get down right now to Ferns Plus. Get you a Fern. Get you one. Get you a Fern. There's more there. Get 2 if you love America that much more. If you see the fella beside you buying a Fern and you say, well, I love America more than this so-and-so, if that's what's thinking ahead, you buy 2 Ferns and then he'll get 1 and you get 3. You go down there and buy some ferns. If you got a present coming up or somebody's sick or something like that, you need to come get a fern here. And you're helping out America. That's what I'm telling you right now. If you're a true patriot, get down to Michael Aquanata's Ferns Plus and buy you a handful of ferns. I have many. Because that money is going to go to save democracy.
Are you paying him?
Huh?
You paying him?
Paying him? What?
You owe him money? Is that why you're doing this? Is he charging
no,
you a
I
bunch
don't.
of money?
He needs money because, if you're going to take on in the courts, you're going to take on the
Okay, so this
the
is
government. You need money, yeah. You want him to take on you don't want this government just run shot all over us, just whatever they want to do. No. We need people like Michael Aquanati Not to be confused, I know it's similar to Michael Avenatti. It's
This
totally
is not.
different,
You
totally
thought it was
different.
Michael Avenatti.
Well, it looks a little like him.
He
except,
doesn't look much
well,
like
he got
him.
a gut on him.
He's
not that
huge, like
no,
3 or
he
4
ain't
Michael
that
Avenattis.
big. No, he bald-headed, look a little bit like him. But it's not that way. It's not the porn lady lawyer. This one is Michael Aquanati, owner proprietor of Fern's Plush. Also a legal, a lawyer, legal expert as well, I would say. And we're wanting to take this government on for what they had colluded with Russia, and they were teaming up, and it was going to be Operation MSR, Mississippi Squirrel. All these little squirrels, too, and that's awful to use an innocent thing to make a terrible thing happen. I always said that.
But you hated them when they was in your kudzu
Well,
suit.
because you was with them for all day, every day, for a month or however long it was.
I ain't saying a man can't change.
Well, I like a little animals that don't need to be on me. They need to be out in the wilderness doing what the little animals do, and not in voting stations across this country.
Now, wait a minute. I mean, you're saying Michael Aquanati is supposed to stop. There was elections across Tennessee today. I did not hear one word about any squirrels climbing up somebody's pants leg when they were trying to vote and chaos ensuing.
This is a primaries. They all build it up. They're watching this to see how easily it's going to be to do this. Every one of these special elections. Now, we're talking about November when it comes. There's going to be little squirrels. If you go into a vote booth, if you mail-in ballot, do something. Of course, the little squirrels get in there, they'll tear up all those little mail-in. They'll eat, chew, and tear up that.
You're QAnoning.
What?
You're conspiracy theorying.
I saw it with my own eyes. This ain't no, I didn't see this on the computer. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Is that the difference between...
Yes. Yes, it is. Now, Michael Aquanati's standing up to the government. He's going to defend these little squirrels. We're going to convict this administration.
Now, this time you're saying Michael Avenatti, right?
No,
He's the only one.
No, Michael
the Fern
Aquanati.
Man, how is he going to stand up to the
Because he's a
government?
lawyer, and we need, it's going to take some funds. And I know that he runs Fern's Plush.
It sounds to me like the Fern Man got like a cheap night school law degree.
Either way, he's a lawyer.
Started chasing ambulances to pay for his failing fern business. And then he heard about your plight when you drove over all across America. Well, a particularly desolate stretch of it.
Got Canada, yeah.
With these little squirrels.
That's the heart.
And now it broke your brain, and now you think Russia's working with squirrels. Which
it's
I
a
don't
tool.
blame
They're
you,
not
Jackie.
working with them.
It's
No, they're not
hard.
planning things with squirrels. No, they're planning on using the squirrels.
Life is stressful.
Well, it is, yeah.
I just think you probably need to take a break, get some essential oils.
Well, I think you need to shut your mouth. Michael Aquanati, Fern's Plus, if you love this country, you want to save democracy, and you want to keep the Russians from meddling in these midterm elections, go down there and get you some ferns.
Folks, people, Jackie,
What?
I got a sponsor that I think you're going to like this week.
I don't know about that until I hear it.
Oh, shit,
won't like it.
man.
What?
Did somebody just say, who was it that was just saying that life was stressful? Was it like Neil deGrasse Tyson? It was somebody brilliant that said life is stressful. Who was it that just said that? Was it George Harrison of the Beatles? Like somebody mystical and wise?
Hippie.
Who was it that said life is... I said it!
Why?
Like 2 seconds ago.
All right, yeah.
Because
so
it is, man.
Well,
Life
yeah.
is stressful.
Anybody can see that. It ain't necessarily wise to see that. You just know it.
Just driving down the street, hell, you get in a wreck, somebody cut you off. People don't know how to drive their cars. You ever
Nope.
notice that?
Yeah, I
People
know.
cannot
Yeah.
drive.
Nope.
Oh, where are you out?
Yep.
I get exhausted trying to go to the store. It's a nightmare. People don't know how to park. You ever try to park at Kroger's? Terrible. Oh, man, you want to blow? It's stressful. Life is stressful, man. Every day I wake up, something else hurts on me. You ever get that point? Like,
Yeah.
oh, my back, oh, my knee, oh, my neck. Whew. Stressful.
It's always a surprise what it is, but it's something's going to be hurting every morning. Them.
Money
Yeah, sure.
is too tight to mention. Simply Red. Can you imagine how stressful this world is? You don't have to. Open your eyes and experience it. Oh, God, I can't anymore. Shopping for back-to-school clothes with your 14 children is impossible because those little bastards are pains in the ass.
All right.
Life is stressful. I wish I had a gigantic joint, Cheech and Chong style, smashed into my lips so I could get high as fuck.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
Life is stressful, folks. You don't have to go that route. Don't go the drugs route. There's other ways to calm down and chill out. Self-care. There are better ways. Like CBD oil.
CBD what?
Cannabidoxide. Cannabidiol.
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 Oh, it's just drugs. That's all you say. It is
Drug
drugs.
oil. It's from hemp.
Whatever it is, it's drugs.
It's hemp oil, basically. It's like rope oil. That's
Whatever
illegal.
kind of oil
Ropes
it
are
is.
legal.
I don't.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Is Jesus illegal in
What?
America? Is Jesus illegal?
No.
In America? No, he ain't. And guess who gave us cannabidiol? Jesus did when he made the world.
Well, it didn't necessarily make it for that, whatever you talking about.
No, but after he made the world, he's like, shit, this is stressful. They're going to need something to calm down with.
No.
Let me give them a pond of this beautiful hemp oil.
No, he give him himself. Died for your sins. That's enough. You don't need
Why
that for drugs.
is Jesus died for your sins something you're cool with, but not Jesus made all this oil for you to
I'm not saying
drink.
he didn't make it. I don't think he made it for that reason. It was something else. He used it for the wrong
like
reasons.
we ain't figured out what the reason is yet.
Well, if all you're using it for is to get high, then you ain't going to spend time trying to figure out no right reason. Because you everybody on drugs.
If Jesus made the world, which is terrible, and he made pot, which is awesome, does it not follow that he made pot to make up to us for the awfulness of the world?
All right, just shut it.
You're like,
I
oh,
don't
well,
see
Jesus wouldn't make a mistake. He didn't make a
I don't
mistake. He
see
gave
it.
us
I
the
don't wanna hear
pot. Jesus, he fixed the hole in the wall.
All right.
Now, Jesus wouldn't make a hole in the wall. Well, maybe he did it accidentally when he was finishing the house. He's like, well, shit, I'll cover that up with a shingle. That's what happened with the pot and the cannabidiol.
Right.
So last week, if you'll remember, I come up with my part to cash in on the cannabidiol craze. Cannabologna delicious. I was making bologna sandwiches just smothered in that cannabidiol hemp oil pot juice.
Wouldn't eat it. Ruin a good sandwich. Put drugs on it.
And my problem was, it was not that I was just chilling out and getting in touch with myself and just being meditative and just in touch with the universe and with Jesus from up above in like a hippie essential oils way.
Right.
It was that I was getting high on some good weed before I went to the place where I made my cannabidiol bologna sandwiches, which is in my room in Granny's house. And then I'd take that out into the world and I'd put the pot, because it had some Miracle Whip with cannabidiol in it. I put it in the bread. I was learning how to get it up in that cheese. And then the bologna too. There was no part, my slogan was going to be, no part of this sandwich has been untouched by cannabinolism. So what happened was, you don't get high on your own supply. It doesn't get you high, it gets you mellow, chilled out, for its life is stressful. But I did get high on my own supply of just pot. And then I'd eat all the bologna and the Miracle Whip. And I was just eating like the heels of buns with Miracle Whip on them. And so I decided that this business was stressful. And it went against my mission statement, which was chill out by using pot and pot-like things, pot-adjacent things.
Just drugs.
It was sort of a draft. It was more a draft, mission draft. So I just sold to Nestle.
Who?
Nestle. So look out across this country, folks, because Can of Bologna Delicious stands are coming to you wherever you are. And it's going to be with all that great Nestle, rob the world of water.
Nestle make candy bar?
Yeah.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send. If a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye. Goodbye.
You want to go Krystals now?
Yeah.
How many you reckon? Let's just guess what kind of lunch it's going to be. How many you think is going to be in the trash?
I'm kind of hungry, so it may just be like 9.
I can go for that. Let's 9 Krystals. That's how many is going to go in the
9
trash.
in the trash.
All right. I'm going to hold you to it. Let's go.
All right.